Good morning, everybody. I'm going to do a little demonstration on making ornaments. You can buy the plastic ornaments on the internet or at Michael's, and then you can pour them. And today I am going to do a mixture of colors. I've mixed some Artist Loft Vermilion, some metallic orange, some copper that's metallic. I did a basic acrylics Payne's Gray that I've mixed, an Artist Loft metallic cobalt blue, and a basics bright aqua green. I've just mixed small little cups, just tiny little cups, and I put a couple drops of the Liquitex pouring medium in there, and basically most of it is just water to mix to get my consistency. And you want these to be a little bit on the thinner side. You don't want them to be super thick, because it'd take a long time to drip down off of your ornament. So I made a few the other day, and some of the ones that I made, I did have silicone in my paint, but this time I've decided to mix it without. These that had silicone, they worked just fine. I didn't have any issues with them, except on the one that I tried to use white. This had silicone in my gold, but not in my white or my black. And see how on the white it kind of start making it separate. I don't mind it. I think it's still pretty, so I'm gonna roll with it this way. But just a heads up, if you do have the silicone in your paint, it can start to make your paint that doesn't have silicone kind of pivot. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my ornament set up, and we'll get going with this. And then one other thing that I wanted to tell you was also that I've tried, I'm gonna do an ornament, I just started on it, and I'm using the paint markers. And I think they're gonna work just fine as well. So, I mean, you can really get crafty with these. You could pour it with your paint, and then you could embellish it with your, paint markers. That would be really pretty. And, once your ornaments are done, you'll just seal it. I seal mine with the Liquitex High Gloss Varnish. And I just brush it on with a foam brush. Now you could also spray them. I just don't tend to go with the spray because it's very, very strong smelling, and you have to do it outside, and it's getting cold here in Missouri. So anyway, I'm gonna get them set up. Okay, so I've set up this, I bought a little foam ring at the dollar store, took my sticks that I mixed paint with and just stuck them in there. Just stick them right into the foam to get it set up. So you could do several at a time. Just push them right down in there. Put your ornament right on there. And don't fret about the excess paint. It looks like you're losing a lot of paint. It's not a huge amount. But also I use the puppy pads, and I put them down instead of putting it with the white side up. This will absorb all your paint. I put the slick side down, and my paint will pool on this, and then it will dry, and then you'll have skins to peel off to make jewelry with. So no waste. Okay, I think I'm going to do one in the Payne's Gray, Cobalt, and Bright Aqua Green, and I'm going to do one with the Vermilion, Orange, and Copper. So I'm gonna just start layering my paints in another little cup. Neat thing about these little cups is you can bend them to make a little pour spout. These are a lot of fun to do with kids too. I think they would really enjoy doing this as a Christmas craft. It's very inexpensive. I bought a whole box of the ornaments online from Amazon, and they came individually wrapped in little packages, and they're plastic, they're not glass, so you don't have to worry about any breakage if the kids are doing the craft with you. And I'm just going to keep layering it back and forth. As you can see, I really don't have a whole lot of paint here that I've mixed. Doesn't take a ton. It's just a lot of fun playing back and forth with colors and okay. So I've got my paint mixed, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start pouring it on the ornament. The only other thing I would suggest, if I can talk today, is just making sure that even though they came in a plastic wrapper, just that they're free of any dust, which I really haven't had a problem with, but I'm gonna give them a little wipe anyhow, just to make sure. Because you want all that paint to stick really well. Okay. All right. You're just gonna start pouring it on like you would doing a paint pour on a canvas. Let some of that run down. See how pretty? And I just kind of shake my wrist back and forth just a little bit to kind of make it like it's a ring pour. Really, really pretty. And if you have any areas where the paint isn't running down, you could touch it with your stick just to encourage it, and that'll get it flowing. You can even use some of the paint that fell on your pad just to get right around the bottom area. Looks like we've got it all covered good on that side. You can just take your stick and turn your ornament around a little bit to make sure you've got it covered everywhere. And that one looks good. So I'm gonna let that one sit up, and let's try the blue one. We have enough paint here. And my colors can thicken up a little, so check your paint before you start layering your colors to make sure you've got a good consistency. Some brands will thicken up as they sit more than others, it seems. Start with a little bit of the aqua. And a little bit of the Payne's Gray. It's such a pretty color, this Payne's Gray. want to do a whole lot of that. Now we're going to come in with the beautiful color of the metallic cobalt. Metallics just look so good on these ornaments when they dry and you varnish them. They really pop. Okay, got that one layered, and on to the next ornament. Pretty colors. See how fun this would be to do with the kids? Mine are all growing. But I do have a new granddaughter, Ayla Marie. She's 3 months old. I've already got her a paint smock. So, of course, I'm ready to do projects with her when she gets big enough. Okay, that tends to be running off a little bit more onto one side, although it is getting good coverage everywhere. I'm just going to give it a little encouragement right in here. Use your stick, you can kind of turn your ornament around, make sure it's all getting covered. And it is. And like I said, don't fret about this excess paint. You can use skins. You could scoop some of this back up and put it in a cup to use to pour on another one. And I think I'm gonna scoop just a little bit of it up to embellish this one a little bit more. So a lot of my pretty copper has run off of it, and I think I wanna embellish it with that. So I'm just gonna kind of scoop right off of the pad. Pour right over it. See how pretty that is? Okay, I'm going to bring my camera in so you can see it. See how pretty? As it's running off, you can see. And then this one, it's just gorgeous. How pretty. Now it's about 7 o'clock in the morning, and when I get home from work today at about 3:30, these will be dry and ready for varnish. So it's a lot of fun. Check it out with the kiddos. Get yourself some of the paint markers and give this a shot, and then varnish them, and voila, you have some beautiful gifts to either give away or put on your tree. So y'all take care until I see you on my next video.